So, Kim, let's talk about networking. Obviously, really important. What insight or advice can you offer entrepreneurs out there to really do this successfully?
So as a serial entrepreneur, I found that networking is extremely critical in the success of your business. And there's probably a few key tips that you can do for networking. The first one is you can always afford coffee. So it doesn't matter what stage you are in your company development. You may not have any money, you might have just gotten funding, but you can certainly afford a cup of coffee. And it's amazing how far you can get with coffee. So it's breakfast, it's lunch, it's dinner. It's after a conference, it's during a conference, and so really seeking out the people that you want to network with or engage in conversation, offer up to buy them a cup of coffee. That's a great way to start that discussion. The second one I'd say, which I think is a really good point for networking, is that you need to volunteer. And I know entrepreneurs say, I don't have any time. But it doesn't take a lot of time, and it's amazing how you can network. So you can be the snack mom for your kids' soccer. You can volunteer to pick up the beach on a Sunday morning and get your walk-in at the same time and meet people from the Surfrider Foundation. You can do things in and around your community. You can do things in and around the area of business that you like. So for example, we do a lot of time for equity professionals, and we give back into that community as well. Another thing that I do for networking is your friends and family. They're a great source for networking. So you can ask your friends or family for advice. You can ask them for people they know who are in your line of business or the business that you want to go into. And it's unbelievable the amount of opportunities that are there when you just ask. The second one, or probably the next one I'd say, is offering something. So when you go in and network with someone, you're looking to, some people say, I'm looking for something. You really shouldn't be. You really want to be offering up advice just as much or offering up something. So when you're in a networking environment and you're trying to connect with somebody at a certain level, I would say offer something. And it could be something very simple. Maybe you've done something in your past that they haven't done before, and you could offer to help them with that. Maybe you're good at accounting and finance and the person you're networking with isn't, and you could offer up some free advice around that. So offering something is really important because it shows that you care, that you're engaged in the conversation, and you're listening to that person. So it isn't just asking for things. Probably the most important one too is to follow up. So when you're networking with someone, you've got to follow up with them. If they've given you their card, it is absolutely critical that you follow up and do it almost immediately. But then on top of that, continue to follow up with them. Schedule it. In fact, I've got a great friend of mine, Jim, who literally puts into his calendar every 3 months to follow up with me, and I know exactly when it's going to be coming because it's almost like clockwork. We go for breakfast every 3 months. And so he has, this is his system, everybody's got their own, but what he does is he puts little pieces of information at each meeting, just attaches it to my record on Outlook, and that way when he follows up with me in 3 months, he can just say, how did that go with that business decision? Or how was that new venture that you're working on or something? So it's very personal, and it's established a great relationship with some of my colleagues. So I would say that networking is personal. Make it your own. There isn't one way that works for everybody. Look at your community, look at your friends, look at your family, and do it. And go drink a lot of coffee.
Terrific. That was excellent.
Blinking, winking.